Okay, it's recording.
Hi, Sissy. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Can I say again how beautiful you are with your hair pulled back?
I
I just want to kiss you. Mwah!
think you look pretty too. You always do. You always look like so much more glammed up than I do.
Well, because I need the extra spackle. But when you said that earlier on the text that you're always pretty, I'm like, that's because you see my heart. Oh, I
Aw.
love you.
I was
All right.
watching, every time you say your hair looks good pulled back, I watched Mean Girls last night with Sam. I showed him Mean Girls. It was hilarious.
Uh-oh.
Um, and, she's, you know, Regina George is like, please tell Aaron that his hair looks sexy pushed back. So every time you say, like, pull back, I'm always thinking sexy push back from Mean Girls. I don't know why. It just, that scene plays in my head, that very line.
Oh, that's funny. And you watched it yesterday.
Yeah, we
Now you
watched
got
it last
pushed
night.
back hair. All
Yeah.
right. We got a bunch of things to talk about today before we even get started. Who wants to go first?
You can go first, right? And you need
Okay,
to talk?
I'll go first. I
Okay.
didn't tell you what I wanted to talk about, but you already know this story, but I only told you this much, but I want to elaborate because I want others to hear this too. But I wanted to share with you, I'm going to cry, my experience with Avery the other day. Remember I was telling
Oh, shit, the sex. That's great, right?
Well, since you asked me, have you been feeling closer to Avery? And I have been, and I'm sure it's because of Stardust and having him sit next to me on the couch, and it's just such a trippy experience because it's so him. I don't even see you; it's him. So when you like draping your arm on my leg or petting me, it's him. Okay, but anyway, so I decided to try and connect with him because I am feeling closer and I haven't done it in a long time. I don't know why. I just been out of this meditating phase. But I jumped back in and I can't explain it. If you know what happens, then you know what I'm talking about. But I tapped in and I'm feeling the ebb and flow of that energy and it's just filling me up and I really wanted to connect with Star Fairy. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm astral traveling. I don't know if I'm remote viewing. I don't know what I'm doing or if I'm just dreaming or making it up. But I do know because I am tapped in and I feel the energy and I feel the love. It's like an emotional feeling and a physical feeling, but I don't know how like true it is. So in my image or imaginings or astral traveling or whatever you want to call it, I'm looking down like I'm holding up my baby. So I feel like I was either, I don't know, was I doing like an astral visit or was I remote viewing through his eyes, through Avery's eyes holding her? And I was just like crying and crying. The emotion was so intense. And so I loved on my baby for a while. Remember I told you I saw her hair poke out the sides and that white blanket and just really loving on her. But enough is enough. And I put the baby away. And this is where I think I created it. So I don't know how real this is. But then I jumped up on his sex table, which I don't even know what it looks like. I just have my own image. And where do I put my legs? I feel like because it's a table that it should have stirrups. I don't know. Are they up? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, that felt good too. And that's when, he swirled my bits. I had a really nice time with my spaceman. Ooh, and Avery, come tell Heather if you felt anything too. I yelled it really loud.
She wants to know if you felt something when you guys were engaging sexually, energetically. He says, "Oh yes, yeah, I feel it
Really?
every time." He says,
Ah.
"I also have this theory that they're just way more sensitive to feeling energy than we are. So even the slightest thought, he would know
Oh,
right
then he
away."
had a great time that day. Just kidding.
He said, "I really did."
Well, what about the baby? Do you know if I was seeing through your eyes or just imagining or?
He says it was a bit of both, but imagining is the beginning start to being able
Okay.
to see.
Okay.
Sometimes there's things he said it's probably something you just couldn't fully accept or comprehend that you're seeing in
Okay.
your human brain. You're just gonna doubt, and so you kind of filled in those blanks with what you do recognize and what you find comfortable. And he said that's
Okay.
okay. He said he finds that he said if I'm holding her because you're more easily able to tap into me, you can feel her a lot stronger.
Oh, so that's what I was probably doing then. Oh, thank you. Okay, that was my story, and I'm going to just turn it over to you because that was big. Thank you, Avery. I love you.
Speaking of sex, Sam and I had like really good energetic sex. If anybody's not into sex and stuff, you could just skim ahead. I'll say, I'm done! Like that, and you'll know when to stop forwarding. Okay, so...
What I heard was, if you're not into sex, you can just give them head. That's
You could just skip ahead.
Skip ahead. Okay, not give them head. Got it.
Well, I mean, that's oral.
Do all of it.
Whatever.
So what was it like for you?
We've been working on it. So at one point, people would talk about how they like engage energetically with like spirit and stuff, and they can feel it and it feels good. And I didn't believe them for one second. I'm like, there's no fucking way you can have sex with something that's not physically there and have an actual orgasm. All right? You need fucking toys and shit. All right? That doesn't work like that. Anyway, and that's only because I didn't experience it. So it was one of those typical tells.
One of those, you got to have it for yourself.
Yeah, you got to have it until so you can believe it. Anyway, so it wasn't like I was saying those people were lying, but I was just like, really?
I know that. That's my life, is that most of it is like, I'm not judging entirely, but I got to have my own experience before I'm going to swallow that bit entirely.
Yeah, until I drink the Kool-Aid. I got to experience the Kool-Aid first. I don't know, that didn't make sense. Anyway, what? But I like how you just automatically agreed with me.
Uh-huh. Drink the Kool-Aid, crazy girl. But you know what? You talk about the orgasms, and I've never had like a full-blown, I gotta bust out the toys, but I can twitch. I can get like little minis and twitch, so I know something's going on.
Yeah, so with Sam, oh my God, it is fucking insane. When he gets really into it, Gwyneth is here and she's giggling up a storm. Anyway, so when he's there astrally, which it takes a lot of effort on his part to do that, because even though they can astral project, they do have to meditate, they have to focus, they got to get there. It takes time. So he doesn't do it so often, but when he does and he like engages with me sexually through that way, it's like I can actually feel like it physically. Like
I can feel like a dick up in me. I can feel like emotion.
I felt.
Look at me. Like a whole fist. I'm getting fisted.
I can feel an actual dick inside going in and out too. The whole thing, and I'm like, and the first time that happened,
it goes up to here. It does.
No, but the first time we ever did this was months ago. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it, but I wasn't focused so much on the sex that I was the shock of it. I was like, what the fuck? This is real? Like, there's no way. And I had that moment where I'm like, you're real, Sam. There's no way I can make this up. Because I am crazy, but I'm not that fucking crazy.
That's me, because I don't hear it. I don't channel like you do, but I cannot deny that part. When I say I have my own experiences to validate it, I can't deny that part. I mean, it's electric.
Well, it could be that, some really strong psychological disorder and we're really good at hallucination. But I don't think
That's you.
I don't think my brain's really that powerful. I really don't give myself that much credit. I don't want to give my insanity that much credit, because if I'm going to be insane, I'm not going to be that
right.
I don't know, that great of an...
That proficient. You're not that proficient in your psychosis.
No, I'm not.
And you don't use drugs the way I do, so you can't even attribute it to drugs.
Right, I don't even do drugs, right. So it's like, and I've never done drugs, so you can't be like, oh, it's just an acid trip coming back. I'm like, I've never done acid, LSD, I've never even smoked weed. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So...
She can do a good shot of Pepto-Bismol, though, let me tell you.
I know. Every time I'm in Vegas, you guys, I always buy a bottle of Pepto-Bismol with my little shot because I have tummy problems. And so
I'll get you a straw next time.
I know. And so I'm seeing all these young girls my age with their shot glasses and shit. And I'm over here with my Pepto-Bismol shot,
I'm sorry, but you're a little bit pathetic. I love it. Oh, so cute. Her and her little Pepto bottle.
I'm not a partier, What?
Your pink,
real quick, this kind of just tells you guys what kind of person I am. My boyfriend Josh throws house parties, and I eventually get over it. I eat all the snacks and I leave. And so I'll go into the bedroom, and one night he came into the room and I was reading a whole book about grammar, and I was really happy and excited. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm reading about semicolons and their uses." And he's like, wow, you're really the life of the party, aren't you? I'm like,
Yeah,
yes.
Josh, I think would concur with my recent description of you.
Yeah.
I'll call you Pepto-Bismol girl.
Pepto-Bismol girl. Okay, so moving on.
Moving on. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Or did you want to talk about school?
No, we'll talk about
Okay.
school last.
Okay.
So the reason why we're doing this chat is we wanted to talk about. Oh, by the way, I'm done talking about sex. So if you're trying to skim over, done.
Oh, do you want to talk more sex?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to do a sex tape, another sex tape with Jason. So if you want more sex, you can come find it on Silver Linings soon.
More sex.
More
So
sex.
today's video, I'm going to be trance channeling Gwyneth. She's been waiting for so long. We've been talking for like an hour. About the Stardust event from the Sarsahr perspective, because they were there, and a lot of people who came to the event experienced them, and had their own sightings and their own contacts.
Let me interrupt you because I meant to bring this up. I actually took a lot of little video out there. My intention was to make a Silver Linings video because I had like personal drama going on. I was talking about it, but it really quickly turned into a Stardust video. So I got testimonials from some people and just a little bits and pieces. So I'm going to string that together so that you guys can hear what other people thought about it from them. And I'm actually going to release it on my channel and over to Stardust too. So if you've seen it on one, it's a repeat on both. But I'm excited to let people see what our guests said about it. And they're going to talk about the experiences that we're going to talk about too. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, interrupted. Keep going.
So for me personally, there's some people who watch our videos who are not in the Facebook group. And so just a real quick thing that happened with me at the event. Last year I had seen Sam and all that stuff, but this year I didn't really remember much of him when he would come at night. It was just weird, vague flashes of memory, which those frustrate me, but that's okay. And I think maybe I was putting too much pressure on myself to remember him being there and coming to see me. And I realized how fucking scared I really am of them. I love them so much, but I'm afraid to approach them still. And there's so many other people at the event who are so much braver than I was. And I was over here like shaking while I was out there in the desert. I was just like, oh my God. And on top of that, I was really sick. I had the flu and I was fighting it as best I could so I can channel for everybody. And I did good. I channeled.
You did really good.
But when I got home, I was sick for a whole week. So it was like right when I came home, my body knew I could finally relax, and it just finally just went to shit. But anyway, I realized after Monday, I woke up and on that Tuesday morning, and I was about to leave on my flight, and I was like so disappointed because I didn't remember anything from Sam. I had asked him to move my monkey. My little stuffed monkey I bring with me everywhere because I miss home. Again, I'm pathetic. So I have a stuffed animal I bring with me. And I finally, when I came home and was able to relax in my own home environment, the memories just came flooding. And I couldn't stop them.
Oh.
And I was thinking maybe it was because I finally relaxed and let go of the need that I have to remember, that they finally just came through. And it could be I'm just making them up, but I have enough experiences where I'm not remembering after the fact, and experiences where I'm fully aware while it's happening, for me to just not have any doubt, because there's no way I can hallucinate that well. I would be giving myself way too much credit if I could.
Right.
But yeah, I had sex with him on Monday night, and it was really great.
Congratulations.
Thank
you mean
you.
out there?
Yeah, we get. Okay. Remember, I got my own hotel room just so he can get it on.
That's right.
Yeah, and it was worth it. He said I didn't have to, but I had to. Trust me. He wasn't going to do anything while sharing a room with you guys.
I know. I wonder if I fucked Avery in the room that night. You said he came and snuggled me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there was any fucking going on. That's all right.
It's okay. But I remember that. That was good. That was my
Congratulations. That sounds delicious. You did a write-up on it too, did you?
Yeah, I wrote a little bit. Yeah, not too much detail. Just enough.
Just enough. Okay, get that little Gwenny in here.
Okay.
We need her.
All right, Gwen. Are you finally ready? I'm so sorry it took so long.
She's like, yeah, I'm finally ready. Are you finally ready?
All right. It may take me a minute because we're talking so much, so I'm out of my meditative state.
No, sorry about that.
Okay, Gwyneth, you can try now. Mm. Yes.
Hi, cutie.
Give me a minute.
Settle in.
I don't like the way she is sitting. It's a little uncomfortable. Okay, I have her vocal cords. This is good. I think that's the only important part. I don't have to have everything else. I'm not going anywhere.
So what are you just like partially in then? Like, does that mean if you're not all the way, you could not walk around or something?
It's more about focusing on total control. It takes a bit of my own focus as well. So it's not just about her leaving and getting as much out of the way as she could be. It's more about, on my part too, to put in some effort.
Okay. I've been practicing that stuff.
It feels weird being in here. Okay.
So what was it like when you had to, when you were in the desert and you were in her body and she was sick? Did you feel the illness in her?
No.
Good.
I do know when her throat needs to be cleared or she needed to cough. It was more of a thought and not really me feeling it. It was a thought saying, you need to cough for her now.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's weird. Okay, well, how are you doing, Gwenny? How you doing?
Good. I'm not as hyper. I was told that I wasn't very hyper earlier by Miss Heather. She said that I was too calm. Apparently I have a...
You better get it together. Perk up, girl.
Before at the event, I was so excited to be around everybody. So that's why I was hyper then. I'm not hyper
you
right
were.
now.
Okay, I'm gonna start what happened, okay? Because Gwenny chose to kind of do it in a different way, I feel. And I had sent everybody out on a walk to go collect a rock to paint. So all by your lonesome, you guys, did the switch, and there you start going out in the desert. And I went ahead of you. And I was like, look, that's not Heather over there. Go introduce yourself. So take over. Tell us what happened with you.
I first, with trancing or...
Sure, just your experience in general. This is your story this time.
Oh, okay. Well, the event was very exciting. It was a very huge deal for our entire community. For the people that wanted to go, it's all anyone's ever talking about. Still.
Really?
Yes. And I don't know what happens for us in our community. So something like this is probably going to be talked about for months. And it'll probably already be the next year in time for the other event. And more people want to go now. More people want to be involved and make contact with humans. And it's the most safe environment. It's very stable. We know the area very well now. If you keep going to the same place, it's stable. We like that. We don't like changes. And so we'll get better. And as we get more comfortable with the area and with Stardust, we'll become braver. It's almost as if we only trust Stardust members. So if there's someone that wants to make contact, a human, because we do have other humans who are not part of Stardust who do want to make contact, we're more inclined to make contact with Stardust members. Only because...
Oh, you're so sweet.
It sounds so mean, but it's only because we're familiar with that group and...
It doesn't sound mean at all. It makes complete sense. This is a big deal, and you have to be so cautious. So baby steps. That totally makes sense. We've been planting these seeds for a while.
And we will make contact with others who are not in the group. And because I don't want to make it seem like you have to be part of Stardust in order for us to make contact. But for those that we just feel a little more comfortable, just a tiny bit more. And it's almost as if they get the front row seat.
Well, that totally makes sense. It really does. You just got to get used to other stuff, and it took a while for this trust to build. It's still building.
It is.
So don't feel weird about that. That's smart. It makes
I
total
consider
sense.
myself friends with some humans, and I'm really happy about that. I always
I
wanted to have a friendship.
I love that. I remember when I hugged you and I said, I love you more than you know. It's so true. I love having you as a friend. It's so cool.
I like making contact with all of you. Some of you call to me and ask for my advice, and not all the time will you hear me, but know that I'm there. I'm listening.
Tell me what you said, what you mean when you said there were more people that participated this time. I know people went poked around tents, but I don't know what else happened. What happened?
At one time, we wouldn't allow a lot at once to come because we just couldn't spare the guards to come out there to keep them safe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more about their security rather than us not being so fearful of you.
Okay.
We have to have them out there for other reasons because there's wildlife, and our bodies are much more fragile, so we have to be careful. We have to take extra precautions.
Okay.
But the most that people will come out in one night would probably be around 7 or 9.
Okay.
And about 12, I think it was 12 to 15 different Sarsahr, still funny name, would go out, in total, had gone out there. And some of them were the same people all night. On every night they would come back. And we feel that more want to come next year. It could be up to 20 or 30 for next year. And I'm so excited for that. Especially our ambassador, my father.
Your daddy!
He loves the idea. And he thinks it's a perfect opportunity for our two species to become friends. Right now we have a very cordial relationship with your kind. And it's focused primarily around the trade that we have. And that's more of a business transaction and not a focus on friendship, which kind of puts a strain between us because when you have strictly business, it doesn't make room for any open contact or communication, and there's no dialogue between our two people. And so Stardust has opened that door for us to make contact in a way that's not strictly about who gets what.
The deal. So does your daddy feel a little bit proud of you that you're making friends with us then? How does he feel about that?
He doesn't quite mind. He knew that I was always strange about humans. So it's not really about that. He's just more proud of what we have created together.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he definitely wants to be, he didn't come out this year, but he definitely wants to come out next year, and he wants to meet with Heather. I always feel like I'm not allowed to say her name.
I broke that rule. That rule's done.
He wants to meet with her personally. And we have plans for her, but that's for a later time.
Oh, gosh, I can't wait to find them out. I was envious for a while that she's getting all the action, but then I was told that in my soul family, we only needed the one alien representative. So she's fully
more. I can come visit you more. I would love to meet your kids. If that's okay with you.
No, I absolutely would love that. I want you, now that you're kind of befriending Star Fairy, I want you to come meet Layla, and I want you to see if there's similarities to them because they share a higher self. And I don't know I can't remember if we told like the video, but you went out and you visited Star Fairy and you held her and gave Avery and his mama a break because I guess she's a real big crybaby, just like Layla was.
She is, and she was okay with me. She cried most of the time, but she eventually fell asleep.
Good girl. And I love that you're going to be her teacher one day. I'm just so thrilled with that.
Hopefully. I hope so.
Well, I'm manifesting that. Okay, I just made it about me. I want you to turn it right back around.
I'm being told something. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, questions in a group.
What? Who's talking to you?
Heather, hold on.
Okay, I think I know what she's saying. Maybe she's telling me to go reference the questions that the people wrote today.
It's weird when she tries to talk to me because she's so quiet in the back. It's like static.
This has never happened.
Her mind is so weak.
That's weird.
That sounds bad.
Okay.
Her mind is not weak. It's just
I get
quiet.
reception.
The reception's bad.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that, and you can just talk while I do if you got something to say.
Well, more about the event from our perspective.
Yes.
We loved going out there and we loved playing the light games with everybody. That was my favorite. That was my favorite part about it because you guys would flicker your lights back and forth and we would do the same. We would turn our light, we'd make ours brighter and then lower. We couldn't turn ours off exactly. We would because we would have to recharge it. And sometimes you would ask us, turn on your light. If you're here, you would turn on your light right now and we couldn't follow the directions. Because we were recharging, and so we were so frustrated. Someone bring a backup.
I was going to ask about that because I was like an old lazy person in the bed. But I heard all the other people out there running around, flashing their lights and having a great time. I was so happy for those people out there, and I'm so glad that you're validating this right now. That's so cool.
And some of us were, not me, but some of them were brave enough to come close enough up to that. There's that huge wide berth right there in the road where it's broken.
Yes. They got that close?
Mm-hmm. They got up that close. And I believe that's less than a mile from the house.
Yeah.
And it was so close. We could see the outline of all your bodies, and it gave us such a thrill. And then we'd run back.
You guys are just like us. God, that's so fun.
So as scared and as thrilled as you were, we were just as scared. We were just as thrilled.
They're out there flashing like Morse code patterns and getting it flashed right back. Okay.
One of our military men came out there later on in the evening. I believe I was on the third day, and the last night there, and he was the one who brought one of the bigger lights and was able to make larger glows. And he's a bit of a macho man by our standards. He's single. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. He's a single man, and he found some of the human women very...
Really?
He liked them.
Interesting.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And he was wanting to ask questions about them, and Sam wouldn't let him get too close. He was saying, no, you stay back here, and you need to watch. Because his job was to be there on duty, but a lot of the guards were having fun as well.
Good. Oh my gosh, I want you to let's help facilitate a love connection. I'm down with that.
He liked them, the women. Oh, but he wants one who's not with a man already.
See, that's tricky. That's tricky. You know what? I want to ask about the car, the circles in the car.
Yes. What about it?
Did you do that? Who did that?
I didn't. It was my idea to do it. Someone had asked me, a friend of mine, but it wasn't me who actually did it. I had asked someone to do it for me. I wanted to return the favor and leave a sign. It was I don't want to say it was a machine. It was how do I explain this? We'll call it a machine, but it's not really something that's battery operated or anything you need to use any kind of like energy for.
Okay. We have machines that don't require like electricity, energy, just manual or whatever.
Yeah, it was more of a manual thing, but in order to make that perfect symmetrical circle, it wasn't made by our own hand.
Okay.
We could never do that. It was an application that we applied to the car, and it makes different shapes according to what we want to make, and it's how we make our signs on our bases. We have signs up that tell you this is where you go for the bathroom, this is the exit.
Funny. Just an everyday ordinary tool. It's being like this super cool like connection between worlds. So
you could say it was a writing tool of sort. It can carve or
Okay.
it can just leave an imprint, which is what we wanted. We didn't want to carve into her car.
She probably would have really loved that actually. So, but I have the story of that on the video that I'm going to share of Laura talking about that experience.
I
So
adore Laura.
isn't she cute? What did you think about her in her silver spacesuit? Wasn't that so
I wasn't
funny?
there to see it, but I would love to see that.
She was so funny.
I heard about it. All the other Sarsahr were laughing. A lot of them came back to the base and were talking about the human that dressed like us. And we thought it was funny because the tables were turned, because usually we dress like you.
Right? She was so funny. Sarah made her a tinfoil headband. She went out to dinner like that to the restaurant. I have to give her such huge points. I think we can count our blessings that Jesse did not wear his Eeyore costume to the restaurant. Did you see his giant pajamas? So funny. Okay, sorry. Do you want a question?
Sure.
All right.
Oh, I also just want to emphasize how
Yeah.
crucial this contact was between our two species the couple
Why?
weekends ago. We're building, as you said, our friendship, and I feel it's already been built, and now we're just going to build upon it even more. I really cannot say it enough how very important this is, and I know Heather was worried that there's going to be one person that's going to ruin it. There's always that one person that may not be as friendly as the rest of the members in Stardust, and we won't allow that to affect our opinion about the most of Stardust.
Okay.
Because you can't be held accountable for everybody. You can't.
Right. I know she worries, doesn't she? She has a big worry streak in her.
And it's only because she cares, and I understand that our species is just. I'm just so happy. I really am. I cannot say how important this is. This is a huge deal.
Tell me more about that. Why, in your words, is it so huge?
Our species, humankind has never become so close to one species in such a way. Some humans do have contact with extraterrestrials and they have their own relationships, but not on this kind of a scale, on a group like this, who go out there in order to make this kind of friendship, and we're so open about it. And I think what makes it unique is because we are here on the same planet as you, and you could see us if we were to walk right up to you. It's not like another species who mostly just communicates through astral projection or remote viewing.
Right.
We're physically out there with you. We're in the dirt. We're hiding behind the trees with you. And it's a nice game of, what did you call it? Chicken. Who's going to be brave enough to come close enough and run away? It's a fun game.
Hang on, I got tears.
This is something that has never happened before. I mean, for us at least. And I think it's a big step for humanity.
God, that's trippy. I just feel like just some regular girl, and I get what you're saying. I put that into perspective. It is huge. And I'm so honored and proud to be a part of it.
No one else could have done it. And no one else even thought about this. At least for us. Most people just don't even know about us, or they're afraid of us.
Well, I'm giving Heather all the points for that. I just really came along for her ride. I know it was part of our soul path together, but I'm giving her all the points for it. I'm so proud of her. Oh, how funny. Could she give a full in-depth account of the Sarsahr and her experience of the event? I just did that.
I had a lot of fun. I feel like I made new friends and cemented some more friends, made it more official, our friendship.
Yeah.
For us, it was just as fun. We felt just as much of a change as you did. For you humans, you always talk about how much you enjoyed the weekend and how much you got out of it. We too got just as much out of it. And it has affected our entire base. It really has. And we have some, those from other bases that want to come along and be participants. So we'll have a lot more next time. I'm really excited. I want you guys to come out again this year.
Yeah. This year. We'll work on that, okay?
But it might be too cold for us. You can't come back in time. before it gets too cold. We can't go out there during the winter.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be out there sometime in the summer, so we'll go eat salad.
I want to get to that point where we can feel comfortable enough where we can meet up during the middle of the night somewhere, and I could show up in my disguise and we could have dinner.
Do you really think that's possible, Gwen? Do you think Sammy will let that happen?
I don't see why he wouldn't. You know, it's something he wants to do. And right now I believe he was spoken to me a little bit ago about how he wants to develop a friendship with the military and the CIA and not just talk about business. He's trying to theorize a dinner with them.
Fuck, look how much this is changing shit.
It has. And he had bothered to ask about that because of this event. He told me how much he's realized you can become friends with humans, and it's on a grander scale. And we're only going to make contact with those who are willing and who want to and who we feel safe with.
You know, it seems like, what you just said about Sam, and just you haven't said specifically, but I'm getting an impression. I mean, we all have like personal shifts and opening of our hearts and beliefs and trust. And I feel closer to my spaceman after that weekend too. Everybody that went just changed us all, huh?
It did.
Yeah.
It changed me too. It changed all of the Sarshar's perspective of humans. And I know that Stardust doesn't speak for the rest of humanity, but it's the fact that they were out there, it shows the potential. And some of them were so closed off to humanity, and now they're so much more open-minded about who they are and who they can be.
Wow. Do you feel like, because we were so goofy out there, well, by we, I mean the people that were flashing the lights, because remember I was old and in bed. But
I would have been with you in bed if I could have.
Yes. So we were so playful and being silly, and even though it was real, it was still like a fun game. Did you guys kind of have that childlike play attitude about it too?
We brought snacks. Some of us, we would lay out on not a blanket, but we would go back to the ship and we would have our snacks and then come race back out. You know, we wanted to eat as fast as we could so that we could come play. And some of us would go out there in shifts. And
wow. Okay, I keep trying to read these questions, but you're too interesting. Okay, I'll just like skip around them. Let's see. What kinds of things do you teach in school?
Well, I teach the younger kids. So for my teaching is I let them learn the basics of not really math but speaking.
Okay.
Help them to develop their speech better. A little bit of writing, but it's more about because they're such small kids, I would say it's a kindergarten level.
Okay. They're just meaners then. I like those ones.
So it's more about art and playfulness and learning about your emotions and things like that. Things kids should be learning at that age.
Okay. Let's see here. How do you guys keep your kids, because they're, I know you guys are fragile. How do you keep them from like roughhousing and running around and breaking body parts? Or is it just instinctive or through modeling that they know how to, because, our kids are rambunctious. If your kids played with our kids, we'd brutalize them just for fun.
Oh, yeah. We don't break bones. I don't know why your children are breaking each other's bones.
No, they're not. They're not, but we're tougher than you guys are. So we can wrestle and roughhouse.
Oh.
So how do your children play like physically like that?
I'm unfamiliar with how human children play.
Okay.
So maybe explain that in more detail. What do you mean by roughhousing? What is that?
That would be like, just say I'm going to compare us literally to animals, like two animals like attacking each other, but children would do it in a playful, well, actually that's how animals play too. They'll like grab you and pull you down and tickle you or, whatever.
Oh, we don't play like that.
So there's no physical playing there. That makes sense.
I mean, there is. They play tag and hide and seek. There's a lot of running around, but nobody's hitting each other or throwing each other down.
I didn't describe it well clearly, but that, the humans will know what I mean. It's just a
Like
rite of
we're
passage.
not as physical like
Okay.
that. We don't. When I say physical, I mean we're not making contact physically with each other. It's rare children will touch each other.
Okay.
We
Okay.
as adults don't touch each other unless that is your partner that you're in love with, and you may like with a friend or that you're very close with, you may
Mhm.
squeeze their arm. That's it.
Okay. Okay. That's a good explanation for that. That makes sense. Okay. Well, they want to know a bunch of kid questions that have kids. I don't even know what they're saying. Let's see. I'm going to skip that one because I don't understand it. Oh, okay. Nothing. Um, Here's just a message. I'm just going to read it verbatim. I don't know what it is. But the first message from Marnie is Happy Mother's Day. And to all the human and Sarsahr moms. Do you celebrate a Mother's Day?
No, but I know about it. Thank you.
Happy Mama's Day. We'll keep you in our well wishes for tomorrow because it's tomorrow. I'm celebrating all weekend though. That's how I roll. Do Sarsahr children go through the same phases as humans? Oh, she's got two teenagers. Do they go through the same challenges of raising your children, like dealing with hormones and eye rolling and bratty attitudes?
We don't have teenagers. We call them adults. And maybe we raise our children a little differently than you do. But we do have, I at least went through a teenager phase by a human standard.
Mm-hmm.
Very, excuse me, hormonal.
Mm-hmm.
As you, what was my attitude like? It was more confusion and feeling a little lost
Uh-huh.
and not knowing who I am as a person, trying to figure that out. I imagine it's the same for you. They do have bad attitudes sometimes.
Our teenagers are the smartest people in the universe. They know everything. Parents know nothing. Teenagers know it all.
I know that one. Yes, they're like that.
Okay. Sam once told me that the Sarsahr version of puberty is similar to a human version of an awakening. Would you agree with that, or do you even know what I'm saying?
What's
Okay.
awakening? Where you wake up and I don't know.
It's like a spiritual awakening. In my case, I went completely nutters. I was stripped of everything I knew and had to rebuild from the bottom.
I would say so.
Okay.
I can't compare because I never been through what you went through.
Right.
But there is a bit of a self growth. You change as a person, and that can be very traumatic.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, what do the Sarsahr children think about the humans? Is there a buzz?
How young are we talking?
You pick.
Okay.
Are we scary or interesting or both?
Ugly. Very hairy, and sorry, that was rude.
No, I love it.
Very hairy and short. That's the little kids, the little tiny children, the ones I work with will say humans are so ugly. Oh, it's so rude, but children are so honest.
It's just perspective.
It is because they're so used to seeing what their idea of what beauty is, and then they see a human and it's not even close. And then sometimes they'll wonder, why does Sam love Heather, or why does Avery love Carrie, and why do they love them when they're so ugly?
I love it. What's your answer?
I say love does not come from the outside; it comes from within. And I said, you too will understand that when you're older and you find your love. You will learn that you love them for them. And so some of the kids will think, well, I could fall in love with a tree then.
Well, you could.
You could.
Argue with you. Get along great. Well, that's funny. Huh. So we're ugly. Are we scary or
No, they find you silly. Well,
okay.
that's just how I teach about you. And I think a lot of it has to do with how the teachers are teaching the children.
Hmm.
about humans. And I make sure to talk a lot about humanity because they live on the planet that you reside on. And I find that it's very crucial for them to at least learn something. So it begins at a young age, and I feel I've made an impact.
And I don't think it's any accident that you are the representative of the humans for the children. Oh, hi. Hi, Josh. It's funny. For human. So funny. Oh, here's a little paragraph. Are you okay? You good? Okay. I'm gonna read something to distract you. Human parents are often in disagreement on how their kids should be raised and cared for. Do Sarsahr parents discuss how their kids should be raised? Are they all raised the same? And is the caring for the children equally divided between the parents? How's parenting?
Mm-hmm.
Is he in there still? Oh my gosh. Okay. Do you want me to keep talking for a little bit? I don't think he'll even clue in. I can't believe he's in there. It's hilarious. All right, there he goes. That is so funny. That was like the highlight right there.
I think he's gone.
He's
Ooh,
gone. I don't even know if he knows what's going on. That's hilarious.
I think he does. Oh no. That was so embarrassing. Oh
Glad you were you. Wonder if you were Sam. Oh, I would have been blushing.
no, that would have been awful. He should know better.
He's going to get in trouble later from mother.
Oh, no. Ooh. Okay. Oh, goodness, that was very unsettling. I just
You
know a lot.
handled it like a champ. You did it.
I don't know him very well. I was very shy. Okay.
You had a great disguise. He was very comfortable with your disguise.
I know I am
Okay.
this. I was afraid he was going to touch me.
Oh gosh, that would have been weird. Hey babe, and he comes and gives you a big kiss. Oh my gosh, that would have been so weird. Whew. He's gonna create an intergalactic uh, drama.
He is. My husband would have been very upset.
Okay, I'm gonna redirect us back to that question
Okay.
about like the balance of how you parent.
Okay.
Do you guys share that responsibility, stuff like that?
Yes, we talk about how we would best raise our child, how we would deal with certain situations. It's usually as they come up. It's not
Mm-hmm.
something we really plan far ahead, but we usually have a basic idea of how we would raise our children. And usually that's not a huge deal for us because before we get married, you marry someone who has the same morals and values as you. So it's the same ones that you would want to teach your children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to discipline, you may differ on some things, but it's usually always worked out in a balanced way.
Is there like a go-to plan of discipline? Humans, I will take screen time away from my kids. Like you can't do your tablet or watch TV until you finish your homework or take out the
I think
recycling or whatever.
I think it depends on the child. Each one's different, so it depends
That's true. Mm-hmm.
on what would I use. I prefer positive reinforcement. So instead of taking things away, I give them things.
I do both. Yeah. Like you said, one works for one kid and one works for another.
Mm-hmm.
Currency will work for some, and others I got to take stuff away. It's just what works. And then they can earn it back. So
Yes.
they can get that right back if they
Yes.
want to. Brush mommy's hair and you can have your tablet back. I'm just kidding. Okay, so Laura wants to know, and I'm curious too, about where your rocks in particular are. Did you guys go out and play with the rocks? I can't believe they left you a bag of candy. Like the Sarsahr one, eat a bag of poisonous sugar. It was still sweet, but what'd you guys do with that sack of candy? Anything?
We didn't take anything.
Okay.
We're not allowed to, even
Right?
if they're abandoned out there, because they're not really abandoned. And
Did you dig through it? Did you dig through our loot?
no, I don't know if maybe Sam took everything, but confiscated it.
Hmm.
Mm, that might have been what had happened
It might be out there still. I don't know if they collected it or not. It could
because
have.
the he's just not allowed to do that. And
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day about how seemingly like innocent that is. Here, I painted a rock and I'm going to gift it to you. To us as humans, it's like no big deal. Just
oh
do
no,
it.
the rocks are fine. I was talking about the things that the objects you brought, the
Oh,
items.
okay, okay.
The
Well,
rocks are
either of them.
fine.
I was still thinking that even just a bag of candy, what seems innocent to us, he has to be so like disciplined in his decisions because it could really create big trouble over a piece of candy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, it puts him in a tough spot.
Yeah, he's got to be the boss man. And we're like,
And
just
and
let
it
us
makes
give
the
presents.
other Sarsahr upset with him when he has to do things, and he really it's a hard position to have. And if you want to be respectful, just don't leave him out there because it leaves. It's not that it's disrespectful to us, but it is to
The
him.
earth. Oh, okay. Okay. Because, okay, I totally understand that. It puts him in a position to have to say no, and he doesn't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah, and he's already goes through so much. He doesn't talk about it, but he does a
Yeah,
lot for his people. He sacrifices
oh,
so much that people don't quite understand.
oh, okay. So I'm gonna, on behalf of Stardust, they can have their own opinion, but I'm gonna speak for all of us right now. Sammy, we won't make you feel bad for not taking our stuff anymore because we know it's really hard on you and you wish you could, but you can't.
He really does.
Thank
He
you.
wants to change it, but it's
Not yet.
not yet. It's he wants to work on a friendship more with them first before he brings up any kind of change because humans
That
don't
makes
like
sense.
change.
That makes well, we don't. Yeah, it freaks us out. You guys too. You said you resist change also. We all resist change.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay, I think I've gone through the questions. I can't tell. Oh, I remember you reading here that Earth's gravity is less than Sarsar's home planet. Are you guys stronger here
No,
than you
we're
would be at home?
weaker.
Okay. Do you like being in Heather's body to have strength, or does it just feel like a big old lead weight? Remember us calling you lead foot or heavy
It's
feet or something?
it's different. It's mm, because I don't have a good grip on it right now, but from what I remember at the event, it was heavy
Mm-hmm.
and hard to move, like walking through mud. That's what it felt like, and I'm sure I was moving at a normal human pace, but it could be because we were much faster. So I was moving at a human speed, and it's so much slower in
Well, yes,
comparison.
I remember the year before when that little boy fell, and because to us it was like not a big deal. Kids fall down all the time, but I know your children are more fragile, so you were like, oh, he fell, and you wanted to make a mad dash to go save him when the rest of us were just standing there looking at him, but you couldn't go fast because you were in the human body, and you probably felt like you were running underwater. I can't go save this kid that nobody else cares about. That's funny. Just a little example of the differences in just the way our bodies are and how we react because of it. Well, Gwenny, I want to know if there's anything else because I interrupt and I ask questions all the time because you're so fascinating. But I want to give you another opportunity to share whatever you want to share.
I just want to talk about how much fun we had. We did. We had
Yeah,
so much fun, and it's just repeating the same information. Uh,
it really is fun. It is fun,
I'm
and
very
we're
dedicated to Stardust. Me personally, I am
wow.
dedicated to it.
It's like your baby too. We all signed up on the flip side to come and do this. I love that. We're all friendsies over there. And we got the house again for next year, right?
Yes, I'm so
We've already,
excited.
yeah, Heather bought it like that day. And I'm like, here's the card. Ching.
She might as well just buy the house.
She would love to. I'm gonna help her manifest that. Let's all do a group manifestation, everybody. It's Heather's
The
house.
Stardust house.
The Stardust house. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, should I
Okay.
cut you free? I don't know what to do.
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Go be
done.
light in your own body. Say hello to Playful Butterfly for me, will ya?
I will.
Okay. That was funny.
Yeah. How?
when Josh came in. That was hilarious.
That's funny.
It is funny.
Oh God.
She didn't know what to do.
I didn't
I'm like,
either. I was there and I was like, let me come back in. Let me come back in.
she did good. She just was quiet, and I did all the talking. It was funny. How are you feeling? I know, for a second you're like,
No, I'm good.
okay.
I'm good. I can see pretty clearly right now.
I know that's weird. I would love to have that experience just for a second, to have like that super X-ray vision you have
like,
when you come out of it.
I think that's unique to me. I don't know. I've never heard anyone else who trance channels talk about that. It feels like my
Me neither.
eyesight's much more crisper when I come back.
Pop your glasses off for a second. Is it still as clear?
No,
or is it underwater again?
It's underwater again.
Yes, that's my vision too. My husband says, the screen's so big at the movies. How can you not see it? I'm like, a line is still a line and it's still blurry. Doesn't matter how big that line is. It still blurs. All right. That was such a good interview. She gave us, well, you were there. She gave us information on what went down and how she felt about it. And I did ask the questions. And so we answered them. And that was really cool. She validated about the flashing lights and the dust circle in the car. And she was laughing at Laura in her spacesuit.
That was funny. She's awesome. So now we talked about that. Towards the end, I wanted to talk about my school.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know about it because I want to know if I'm going to sign up for it.
Oh.
Go. What are you teaching?
So, for people that don't know, I am Native American, and I have been going through for the past several years, like my own, like they call it a spiritual journey. But I've been doing it a little differently. I've been doing like just following my heart and where it takes me on this journey. I don't go to teachers. I've never like read a book that had to help me through it. I don't watch people's interviews about their own stuff. I always felt like you just need to follow your heart. And that's really how I guide you in this class, is you learning how to listen to your own self. And it's not just about channeling. I do teach you how to channel in this class, also do healing as well and feel energies, but it's the main focus of it is to teach you how to guide yourself down your own spiritual journey. So I'm really not a teacher. I'm just more of like a coach, someone who helps to guide you down the path that you've always known that you wanted to go down, but you just, you don't know, maybe you're lost in how you need to listen to your intuition. You don't know.
Didn't you just coach me before this video?
I did.
You didn't even mean to. I was like, I need help, sissy. You're pretty good because I do have a bit of clarity. I'm going to listen to my heart.
Right.
So what else are you teaching? You said channeling and
self-healing. And it's not like how, Reiki and stuff. It's about learning to be emotionally honest with yourself. And in diving into those emotions that you just don't want to let go of. Or
you coached yourself on that earlier.
Yeah.
You did. So funny.
Diving into your own emotions and experiences that you don't want to go through, and you just kind of want to like step aside. You don't even want to admit that you have that problem, or you're just not ready to go to it. This class, it's an 8-week long course, and it lasts all summer. So it's, it's $200, but for 8 weeks. Plus you get you get a pendulum, because I'm gonna teach you how to use a pendulum. You get your first tarot card deck. Some of you may not be your first, but you do get a tarot card deck, and you get a class notebook. So it's $200 for those items plus what I'm teaching, and it's
how long are they? Is it like a Skype session, or what is it? Like hangouts? Every
Saturday, or I might change it. And maybe like sometimes I'm not available on that Saturday. Something may come up. I may get sick, so I may have to reschedule. But I'm planning it on every Saturday. We do a video live through Learn It Live.
Okay. And I'm going to say, you said $200, and I haven't been because I'm too cheap. But some events are $200 for one day, so you're getting like all kinds of weeks worth and personal attention. That's a good deal.
And when you join the 8-week long course, you become part of this private Facebook group where I will be posting up like videos throughout the week. So it's not just that one video.
Okay.
On those Saturdays for 8 weeks. It's also this Facebook group where I post activities, a video, and it's like I'm giving you homework assignments, and I'm going to push you guys. The first 2 weeks, I think and I feel are going to be the toughest
Okay.
because that first week, what I'm really diving into is your ego. I'm making you
Ooh.
go inward, and that work is always the hardest because learning to channel is not just learning how to talk to spirit. You have to be at a certain you have to be at a certain wavelength. You have to be okay with yourself in order to
Mm.
be a clear conduit, because when you have too much shit going on in here and in here, you can't receive those messages clear enough. And for a lot of people, that's what blocks them, is just
Okay.
themselves and their
Hmm.
own shit. So I allow you to it's like I'm guiding you through a spiritual journey. That's what it is.
Okay. Okay.
um, and I also like that I apply my own um, Native American teachings in it from my elders who have taught me. I like to pass that down because I think it's important. um, there's a lot of cultural appropriation in the spiritual community, I feel, especially with
Hmm.
Native American culture. Like, and it feels like, and I've discussed this with a couple of people, they'll know who they are. It feels like whenever we bring up cultural appropriation in the spiritual community, people automatically say, well, we're all one. I don't see race. And it's like, well, you're still not understanding how disrespectful it is to that culture. You know, you're saying, this is my
Ah,
spirit animal. And it's like, you don't understand the significance of what a spirit animal is.
keep going.
Um, it's and it feels like it's almost like you're not allowed to talk about that because it doesn't seem spiritual because everybody's one with each other. So I feel like I'm in a unique position being Native that I can bring to light those issues. You could still be part of Native American culture and still appreciate it, but do it so in a respectful way. And I like that I apply my culture's teachings to this class and help guide
Okay.
people, because I think it's important they should know about my culture, or Native culture in general. And since they seem so interested in what we teach, why don't I teach it to them? You
Hmm.
know, kind of way. So I guide you down some of you, I'll encourage vision quests kind of thing, and that allows you to go deeper within yourself. And that's during the first 2 weeks. It's going to be a little tough, and
Okay. I'm so
um,
proud of you. You're just so wise beyond your years. Sometimes you're still so much a kid, but other times you're like blowing me away or just this anomaly. I
yeah.
love that.
And then the second 2 weeks, that's the level 2 class. So level 1 is really about you tapping into yourself, learning to let go. Realize probably you're going to bring up some old issues you even realize you hadn't let go of. So it's doing a lot of shadow work.
Okay.
Um, Level 2 is going to be the one where we actually dive into channeling. And I
Okay.
teach you the different ways to channel, and that's when we're going to use the pendulum and the tarot card decks and stuff. The next level, level 3, we will be going over remote viewing and astral projection so that you guys can learn how to do that. And hopefully some of you guys will, I can't make any promises, but hopefully, because everybody learns at a different pace, so I can't make any definite promises. Hopefully you guys will be able to remote view at least somewhat towards the end of class. And then the last level is trance channeling. I'm going to be
Okay.
teaching people that. So in that 8 week long course, you go through 4 levels, and those are the ones. The first one's the shadow work, self healing, tapping into your ego, who you are as a person, and learning who you are and figuring that out. Who do you want to be? And striving towards that. Level 2 is learning to channel. Level 3 is remote viewing, astral projection, and the last level is trance channeling.
Okay.
Um,
And you said that you can't make any promises, and of course you can't because it is an individual journey and we're all at different places. But having said that, I will say with confidence, I'm saying this on your behalf, for any kind of thing that you do, you're going to get that much closer than you were before. So you may not master it all in this one course, but it's all a learning process. Somebody might master it all, but somebody else just might be one step closer. But no matter what it is, you will get something out of it, even just the camaraderie and hearing other people's points of view and all that stuff. There's no way you won't get something out of something like
Right.
this.
And you guys are going to practice channeling in this group. I'm going to assign people buddies they're going to work with. And I'm going to push you guys to actually channel. You guys are going to have to step out of your comfort zone for this and put you guys on blast. But it's going to be within this private group with other people who are learning. So it'll be in a safe learning environment.
All right. Where do they sign up for that?
On my website. I'll put in the link below in the about page below the video in the about section.
Okay.
For people who took my classes last year during the summer, they took levels 1 and 2. I won't make you guys take those again. So you guys can, I'm offering levels 3 and 4 by themselves for those people that want to. But you guys won't get the class essentials with that because you're not going to need them. I mean, you'll probably need the notebook, but I mean, if you're not going to sign up for the whole course, I'm not going to ship you a notebook and stuff because that's a lot.
Go get your own from the Walmart or Porter.
Anyway, I do have some of the pendulums here with me.
Let me see.
Someone, her name is Amy. She had volunteered to make them for me for free.
Rock on.
Yep,
I love free.
Yep, and she's going to be in the class. And she made these from scratch, and all of them are a little unique because they're made from scratch. I don't know if I can open them. You guys can see that.
Oh, that's cutie.
Yeah. I like how the string here reminds me of a rosary, you know, my Catholic faith coming in.
That is cute. Mine's just string. That's cute.
Yes.
Let me see the tippy part. I want to see what she used. Might copy her. Okay, just a doodle. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little rock.
Yeah, and each one's a little unique. So this one looks this way, but one may look a little different. And so I'm excited about that. And you're going to get a tarot card deck, and it's 78 card deck, I believe. So it's a pretty big deck that you're going to be starting off with. Dick. It's a huge
pretty big dick you're going to be starting off with. Excellent. We always have to go back to that, don't we?
I know, we do. Anyway, so that's my class. I hope I spoke about it well enough. I have the whole itinerary, all the details of what we will actually be discussing, all organized on the website, so you can take a look at that before you decide to make your purchase. Shipping is not part of the $200, and I won't know how much your shipping costs until you request, and then I put in your address at the United States Postal website, and they tell me how much it's going to be. So it's usually around $10 to like $30, $40, depending on where you live.
Okay. Can I do a minute of self-promoting? Mine will be really short.
Go for it.
Okay. I have my meditation coming up this Friday. So it's May 17th, and I'm charging for it. But proceeds are I'm donating $5 of each of the money collected towards channeling Eric, because I'm trying to encourage people to pay it forward. I want to pay it forward. Eric's done a lot for me, helped me get to where I am today, and I want to give back. So you guys can all give back too, either through joining this meditation and getting some Mac Daddy sparkles, or through your own, whatever you do, whatever your endeavor is, whatever. Tithe a little. And then, you know what? I'm a little bit inspired. I just decided I'm a little bit inspired to perhaps, Eric's been telling me for years to do some life coaching, and I never felt qualified for it. But when I was at Stardust and I was telling my story times and I made people cry, I was like, I got something to say and people are listening. I've had a lot of experience and I know what this waking up shit's all about. So I'm considering doing some kind of life coaching for this, the spiritual peeps. Just throwing that out there. See if I get any feedback and see what happens. All right. That's it. That's me and myself promoting for now.
Okay. Also, God, I want to start charging for Stardust next year already, but I know we should wait till October. But we are
Wait a little while.
I know, but we are going to be doing another Stardust event for sure next year in April. I think
April 17th.
April 17th through the 20th. Yep. It's going to be exciting.
I'll be there.
I know. I'll be there too.
Okay, good. I was hoping you'd go.
Hopefully
I wasn't going to go if you didn't go.
Hopefully I won't be sick this time, but at least we know if I get sick, I can do it. I can.
That's right. There's a will, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sissy Pants. Thank you for this day. I missed you. We had a nice long powwow before. Am I allowed to say that? Is that disrespectful? Okay.
I feel like you're mocking me a little bit. Is that disrespectful? No,
Just a little.
Just a little bit. No, that's a serious issue, though.
I'm more mocking myself. All right, sis. I love you. Thank you for being you. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.